Question 16. There are 200 workers at a factory. The cumulative frequency table gives information about their ages. On the grid opposite, draw a cumulative frequency graph for this information. So before we go to the grid, I'll just show you how these numbers are put together to give you coordinates. For cumulative frequency, you look at the end of the age range, and that is your x-coordinate, and the cumulative frequency is the y-coordinate. So the first point we need to plot then is 20 for age and 25 for cumulative frequency, and then it will be 30, 70, and so on. So your coordinates are the last number from the range and the cumulative frequency. So we'll now plot those onto the graph. So you can see I've marked in the points for you. What's important to realise again, the x-axis is fairly easy because everything's coming off tens, but on the y-axis each little square stands for 2. So you will need to plot these exactly in the right places. That will be checked by the examiner. And then of course you've got to draw a line through your points. It's best to draw a curved line, so do that next. So in the diagram I've done, it's just a guide for you, but that's sort of what you should have, and that will help you answer the last question. Graham says 10% of workers at the factory are older than 65. Is Graham correct? So we need to see, using our graph, how many of our workers are over 65. So halfway between 60 and 70 would be 65. So if we come up here, then we're looking at about there. So I'm marking in I'll just do it in a darker colour. Trying to mark in exactly, it was a bit, here, 65. So if you come across, then it's about 2 squares below the 190. 2 squares below is 4, so we're looking at 14 workers then. 14 workers that are older than 65. So 14 workers older than 65. So 14 from 200 is 7%. So if we divide both numbers by 2, we get 7 out of 100, which is 7%. So Graham is incorrect. So we have to say no, he's incorrect. And there's the working out. And again, I've come up, it's a bit difficult for me, I'm doing this freehand using an iPad, but I've come up from 65. That's not very good, is it? Let's try and improve that. Well, you'd use a ruler, but a straight line going up from 65, touching your line here, coming across. As I say, mine looks around 186, the difference of 14. So it's not enough. You would need 20, and this is clearly less than 20. So the answer is no.